Good morning, DE evaluators. We are the Plexus airline, and yeah, we are normal airline industry, and our team members are as follows with the designations that we've enrolled for you guys. So the CEO of our company is Sushmita Khadka, followed by I'm looking forward for the management and marketing department, that's Prashana Shakimi, and Robin will be looking at and talking about more finance aspect, and meanwhile operations are probably handled by Sudiksha Joshi. Now I'd like to call Robin for the vision and mission of our company.
Talking about vision, Plexus aims to be the leading provider of flight service in the market by catering to the needs of the customer. Mission, Plexus strives to be the market leader in the airline market through proper utilization of its internal capabilities and by offering service with high value proposition. CEO model. Top management team model was adapted to our decision making process. There are 3 steps. There is gathering information, processing and interpreting information, and lastly recommending and making decisions. This is our balance scorecard. Through which we make our strategic plan that measures the 4 development, that is internal process, financial, customer perspective, growth and success. Now I'd like to call Sudiksha.
Good morning everyone. Competence 5 forces model is an analysis tool that uses 5 industry forces to determine the intensity of competitors in industry and its profitability. As buyers have higher bargaining price, so buyer may switch their ticketing price. Trade of new entrants. Government removed the rules and restricted in an airlines industry, so our competitors can enter into the same route as well as acquire same aircraft, therefore providing same level of services. Bargaining power of suppliers and buyers. Suppliers allows to sell higher price or low quality raw materials. Only connection is with the fuel contractor, therefore risk is low. Low price or suppliers bargaining power to buyers. Buyers have bargaining power to demand low price or high product quality from industry where bargaining power is strong. Threat of substitute. As airlines is comfortable and fastest means of transportation, so compared to other travels like bus and cars, our major competitors in normal airlines are Azure and Experience, in luxury posh and in discounted priority and Delta. Now I'd like to call Sushmita.
I'm going to talk about analysis of our capabilities. Well, at first we implemented differentiation strategy and later on we switched on to focused strategy. Considering our core competencies, we focused on catering foreign market, but most importantly result market. And our core competencies have been highlighted through Barney Brim VRIN framework. It is valuable because we have high level of quality and reliability in overall. It is rare because through diverse aircraft we've been able to tap into a different market, and as a result we've been able to gain customer loyalty, especially in result market. It is inimitable because we have high unique decision-making capability, and we have good relationship with stakeholders in terms of having high available line of credit, which reached up to 10,200,000 in the last quarter, and it is non-substitutable because we have highly skilled and trained employees. Human resource management. We focus on investing on quality and training budget every year to improve our employees' productivity, and as you can see, we have spent the highest on quality and training budget among all the normal fare airlines. Following the tagline of happy employees, happy customers, we decided to give 20% of profits for all employees to satisfy them. And because of those 2 reasons, we've been able to decrease our employee turnover rate in almost all quarter. Gas management. Sufficient gas reservation is important to allow for smooth running of business, and as you can see, we have good current ratio in overall. This shows that our capability in terms of paying our debts and at the same time sustaining our day-to-day operation. And to keep our current ratio of 2:1, we provided short length of time accounts receivable, and we also focused on loan clearance. Operation management. We've leased and acquired different types of aircrafts, and as a result, we've been able to increase profit per seat. And also, as a consequence, we have high return on sales in comparison to industry average. Fleet management. We have been able to fly as close as possible to the daily maximum level in almost all quarter, but however, in quarter 7, there was a decline because of, in this particular quarter, we've been advised to fly under 340 miles. In our highly profitable route, we fly Canada Air because it's the largest and the best aircraft suitable for resort market. And following our strategic plan, we highly focus on maintenance. That's why we provided level 3 to increase reliability, quality, and safety. Finance. We have provided total number of aircrafts and hired all these throughout all the quarters. Sorry. And based on this calculation, we decided to hire a particular aircraft, and as a result, we found out that buying was less expensive than the lease payment, so we decided. Now I'd like to call personnel from marketing.
Now we'll be talking about the marketing of our company. As you guys know, marketing is so important, as we say, but most of the companies that you experience today perhaps did not push their marketing strategies a little bit up, and we've used the marketing 4 P's of the bottom 1950: product, place, price, promotion, the 4 of it, and targeting our niche target market. The first one being the product. So what is product? The service that we provide, being an airline company, is the service. So that's our product. With no cargo, most of the companies went for cargo, but we wanted to sort of save up money. But being a discount, we're not a discount airline, we're a normal airline, but we want to be a little different and save a little bit of money. Instead of keeping cargo in, we want to spend more on maintaining it with L3 service and maintenance. If you guys remember, Posh Airline was the most expensive luxury airline. They had L3 maintenance as well. But from first quarter, we tried to push that a little bit more, because if you guys, on a real-time basis, if you guys are probably traveling in an airline company, you'd want a really good service and maintenance, even though it's a normal airline. And the valid distance as a normal airline. And next one being the place. The place refers to the destinations we fly at, the different routes. So we were at A, B, C, D, E. F and R is more of, F and R were the more of the blue ocean strategized routes that we probably try to captivate on. So every time you unleash or try to go in a new market that was pretty much empty, or a new market perhaps, you have to push more on your advertising and marketing. It's important for us to let know our consumers about where we're about to fly. That's why a major reason why, that will impact the sales, right? So next one being the price. We had a reasonable price for the entire 8 quarters. That was 38 cents per mile. If you look at the graph, it's pretty much constant. It was 38 cents per mile, so that gave us an edge between the market, because we were pretty much stable on that, and people could trust us with that. With our L3 maintenance level, the price was 38 throughout the quarters, and especially in the routes like F and R, we tried to attract more customers, and for that we went on a different strategy for our sales. If you look at A, B, C, D, it's more of regular fare, but when we tapped into the R and F, that was more of a new market for us. We tried to give this schemes for our customers so that they could come be attracted towards that. But one of the things that people don't understand is promotion really requires a lot of money, and you have to push your marketing. We had a salesperson during our 4th quarter. We just had 1 salesperson, but we were investing more on our advertising and marketing budget, so we pushed it like two salesperson. That'd be enough, was our strategy, and I think it worked out pretty much good on that. CSR budget, we should be also gaining a little bit of loyalty and a little bit of emotional touch with our customers, so that every time they fly, they feel like, all right, these guys are investing on something good as well, trying to impact our CSR, and that help us and the society as well. So like I said, our marketing and advertising, the first quarter we started out, we invested $10,000 with advertising, with $10,000 as well, a total of $20,000 right from when we started. I remember other companies were just putting out $3,000, and some of the people hardly put any money on advertising. And in quarter 8, we ended up spending a lot of money, because we wanted to really push on and expand our market and let people know about our company and about the routes that we're flying at. And the service and maintenance, like I said, it was $3,500, the budget, right? And it was a stable maintenance level through all the quarters. That played out really well for us. that also impact the reliability of our company. So now I'd like to call Robin for performance results.
Stock price. The cost of purchasing a security on exchange is stock price. We have about the average stock price of industry during 8 quarters. And as you can see, we have the highest stock price during quarter 5 to quarter 7, and we are the only company to have the highest stock price of 46.04 during quarter 6. Return on equity. Return on equity is a measure of how well a company uses investment to generate earning growth. And as you can see in the figure, there is fluctuation. And during quarter 6, we have the highest amount of return on equity, that is 16.01%. Return on sales. Return on sales is also known as net profit margin, which is one of the most commonly used measure of profitability. And the highest number of return on sales is during quarter 6, that is 5.66%. And net profit. As you can see in diagram, during quarter 3 to quarter 6, we have the high amount of net profit. Due to lack of any significant loss in any significant quarter, our company has very steep development in coming cumulative profit. Our company is in second position in cumulative net profit comparison in industry. In quality and reliability, we have maintained the high standard of quality and reliability in the industry. Now I'd like to call the question now.
So we're going to talk about a critical incident that we had to choose from the 8 quarters that we had. So our situation was luring away Competence sales manager and director of maintenance from the competitors by providing a bonus of $10,000 each. So the decision that we took was hiring both of these employees. So we hired one salesperson and also we hired the director of the company because we wanted to really retain on the decisions other companies were making, and we wanted to sort of replicate that. I know that Yellowstone calls a little unethical group, but then it's all about gaining profit and probably being the best in the market, I suppose. But we also, before reaching to that decision, we followed this flow chart. We evaluated the incident first and discussed the pros and cons. Some of the people were like, we'll not take or make our hands dirty because we want to be in a really ethical path, but we wanted more of returns and more profit for our company, so we decided to go with that. Handling the conflict, considering the decision, and making the decision based value of the company. Now I'd like to call Shushmita for performance diagnosis.
There was a high movement in stock price in quarter 5 because of these major reasons. We hired British Air 31 and Lease Embraer Brasilia in order to expand into 2 markets, that is 15E and 18E. This eventually enhanced our customer loyalty and gained high market share, and as you can see, there is a high jump from quarter 4 to quarter 5 in net profit. High stock price was in quarter 8 because at the time we were able to execute our strategic plan well and maintain the consistency by focusing on every part of our operation activities. But the other reason was also this particular quarter had the second largest business index, which was 103, which meant that the customer demand was relatively high. However, in quarter 7, we had to face downfall because of these 2 main conditions. The first condition was that our miles must be at least 340 under miles, the maximum total daily miles, and this heavily affected in one of our core competency, that was aircraft utilization. But even though food costs increased by 10%, we were able to decrease our operating expense. But however, because of first condition, we were unable to generate a sufficient amount of gross revenue. Our first strategy was to initially we focused on enhancing our stock price mainly through doubling our dividend payment. But as we realized, in every quarter we realized that dividend is not the only factor that can influence stock price. So later on we decided to give dividend as per our net income. And other strategy was to lease high number of different aircrafts in order to capture different market. However, at the end, we were inclined to terminate some of our aircrafts because we were bearing more expenses, even though we were able to generate high amount of revenue. Now, I'd like to call for someone.
Now I'm going to talk about the merger with the Azure airline. All the airline companies were supposed to collaborate with each other. On our normal airline, there were 3 airlines, Flexis Airline, Esperance, and Azure. But when we looked at Esperance data, they were probably very much boring managing their debts, it'd be managing their cash flows, and sad to say this, but the other company, Esperance, could not really incline upwards, and even none of the quarters they were able to get a top rank. So this is the data of Posh Airline and Flexis and Azure Airline. When you look at the data, the Flexis Airline and Azure Airline are pretty much similar because we are one component, the normal airline, this one being the luxury airline, that's Posh. Something wrong with the keys.
Stop.
Something wrong with the keys.
It's not working.
I'll pause the time. Alright, so the normal fee structure, why did we really decide to collaborate with the Azure Airline? Because they had a very similar type route fare price that was 38 cents as well. And the cumulative profits were probably good. They were really good in maintaining the debt and they were paying it by time. Heading to the competition to luxury airline by both airlines. If we both collaborate, I think we can dominate the expensive airline that is Posh in this game. And probably get more returns for the future and be a very big player. So their fleet matches with one of our market expansion goals, that is the resort market. So if we collaborate with them, we'll have a niche market of more dominant side of powerful players playing along, and we can dominate that market. By merging, we'll also own their assets. That means that we don't need to spend more on our assets because we can probably combine and get the synergy flowing out. Both of our market presence is really good since the beginning. And the merger data, this is about the total debt, how they manage it. If you look at this data, this is Azure. They try to manage it out. But when you look at Esperance, they were pretty much stable from the very first quarter. Yeah. And even though the debt is quite low in comparison with Azure, Azure has been paying its debt. They've been playing the game really well. They were able to secure top notch, right? Top notch, because they were really good in what they did. They'll be coming later on. Whereas Esperance had been holding the debt for a very long time. This was very mismanaged data that they had, and as a result, they don't have a good current ratio that can be evident by the cash flow that I'm going to showcase you guys. This is the cash flow I'm talking about. And since we were sort of accessing the same route, it aligned out very properly, and our focus strategy being the route that is the resort route, the places that we're going to fly to. So the assets will be ours, will be powerful, and I think with that, this is the last sales report, and most of their destinations that they fly at really matches with us, so it is easier for us to collaborate with. Less conflict management will occur when both Azure and Flexis Airline would work together, and will be the key market players in the game, perhaps. And thank you so much. This is it, our presentation.